Well, I'm working on replacing this cowl side now, and the problem we have on this side is that all of these louvers are bashed in here, and and then the lead seam is right here. It's pretty close, so I think we'd have to get into that if we wanted to replace these louvers. Not really a big deal, but when I look at this, and the way these are stamped on the new panel, these louvers look like garbage. Like they're all small and dainty and wavy, and stamping's all goofy on the ends, and just doesn't look quite right. Like these are a lot shorter than the ones on here. So what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try to straighten out these louvers and pull them back into shape, and hopefully I can save them, because then I can just section in the new panel right here, and we can retain the original louvers, which look far superior to these. That being said, if I fail, then we can still replace it, but I would like to retain these. I'd like to bore you with some big explanation on how I'm going to fix that, but the reality is that I have no idea what I'm doing here, so I'm just going to dive in blindly and hope for the best. Okay, well, I'm going to call that a minor victory. Not perfect, but considering the state of the rest of the truck, it really probably doesn't have to be. But we got these all back into alignment here without drawing any blood, which any of you who have ever worked around louvers before know that it's only a matter of time before you slash an artery on one of these things. So we're very happy to end it there. That'll serve our purpose well, and we didn't have to put the cheesy overseas stamped louvers on that don't really look right. So I'm going to section in the new panel somewhere down here. Now it can be tempting because you've got this line here to kind of go close to that line, but you do want to go a bit far away from that when you're dealing with louvers, because louvers and heat don't mix. You try well too close to louvers and it's just gonna go like that, and then you're gonna have a real problem on your hands. Ask me how I know. So we'll try to stay about an inch or so away from there. Go down here and up through here and up through here, and that should work out really nice for us. Didn't use any fancy tools on this, just regular old hammer, seam splitter that I used as a pry bar that I used as a pry bar, and a slapper that I used as a pry bar. So as is common with auto body and collision repair, the law of the lever saves the day. Wasn't really too complicated. As you saw in the video, we just kind of picked a prying point up here. There's a hinge pocket so we could pry off that, and we were prying up on the low spots and then tapping down on the high spots, which in turn the spring action from that will bring the low spots up. I've mentioned this before in previous videos. And then as we got down, we kind of had to pry off the edge here and kind of hook under the low spot and then tap down on the high spots with our hammer, and that again in turn brings the low spot back up, and we just continued working our way down, and that's how we straightened it out. So nothing too crazy there. I got the cowl panel all welded on this side, so we were able to retain our factory louvers, and then I just spliced it in down along here and up through here. Get that garbage out of the way, and then obviously up into here because it was rusted there. So we were able to retain most of the hood edge, factory louvers, which is awesome. So that all worked out reasonably well. One nice thing about doing the outer panel first is that before I put the inside panel on, I was able to do a little bit of hammer and dolly work on these welds here, just to get them a little better. Not perfect, but certainly, again, good enough for what we were going for. But even just splicing across here, if you take your time and whatever, you can get a reasonably good seam there without doing a bunch of hammering and dollying and what have you. So can't complain too much about how that turned out for the amount of time it took. So there you go.